Hello, my name is Geogen and welcome back to World of Tanks on the PlayStation 4. Today, some gameplay of the M2 Medium. Now, it is low tier, it's only tier 3, and you know, I don't really do too many low tier videos. I try to do some every now and again, as it's kind of unfair just to go tier 10, tier 10, tier 10, or tier 9, or tier 8, or whatever, but I guess those are the more popular vehicles as they are the most desirable. Anyway, the M2, as it's tier 3, doesn't have anything really special apart from a couple of things. It gets a 75mm howitzer. The other gun before it is a 37mm, two 37mm, but they're pretty bad, so I'm not going to talk about them. You get good DPM on this 75mm, you get a good rate of fire, and you get good damage. Low penetration, 38 pen, but it's tier 3. A lot of tanks at this tier don't have 38mm of frontal armour. Like that Marder 2 over there. We didn't pen him, sure, but 49 damage and we're already reloaded. And to be honest, 49 damage is similar to that of what you would do with a 37mm gun. The 37mm of course does have a faster rate of fire. I think it's somewhere in the region of like 2 to 3 seconds, but I think the howitzer is a better choice on this tank, and you see most people playing the medium use it. Now, the turret upgrade is also quite interesting because I think, unless Tanks GG is wrong, there's a stock medium turret, as you can see. That turret only has 200 odd, oh that's a nice pen, 200 odd millimeters, 200 meters of view range, 270 meters of view range, whereas this gets like 370 or something for a tier 3. I know it's an open top, but damn, that is quite extortionate. I think I read that correctly, I might have been wrong. Feel free to look it up for yourselves, but it does have a nice view range. And you can do a lot of good work. It does have a horrendous accuracy. Its armour is very bad. Only on the front of the turret is where it's okay, but it is open top, so artillery will, you know, one-shot kill you like everything else. Or at least take off half your hit points. He was only on 1 health, and we were quite actually lucky to hit him on the move, as, you know, howitzers have pretty terrible accuracy. And this one doesn't have a whole lot of splash, like a KV2, which has 152mm. You know, double the caliber of this gun. But it has, you know, 5 times the reload time. Tank on the left, we've been spotted, so we dive back into cover. We're on Prokhorovka, if you haven't realised. Again, not my favourite map. Some people really love this map, I don't. But, you know, it's low tier, it doesn't really matter. We track that M3, he hits us, that's the first damage we take him. We reload, we don't kill him unfortunately, but we have a lot of covering fire. Panzer 1 sitting on the hill, using a lot of auto aim as you can tell. Another thing about this gun, of course, is it has very poor velocity. High explosive generally has poor velocity compared to AP and APCR. Heat as well. Oh, we actually took a bounce there from the S35. That gun on the S35, 47mm, really good at just mopping up low tiers. The front of the armour, like I said, is generally not that reliable, especially where those 2 machine guns are on each side. This is kind of a weird design, how it has 2 machine gun sponsons at the front left and front right, and at the rear left and rear right, as you can see. That's where it's very flat and has very thin armour. The front slope is 25mm, I think. Again, easily penetrable for most tanks, and you can see HE on another M2 medium can just go through him very easily. Surprisingly, for a tier 3 game, the teams are actually quite even. Normally by now, you know, the game would be over within 5 minutes, but surprisingly, as I said, it hasn't. That Panzer 3A probably going to be dealt with these 2 friendlies, as he's only on very, very low hit points. Seems that he's making a bit of a spotting run, as he does get taken down, but another M2 medium on the hill takes out one of the 2 friendlies. The remaining friendly decides to push over the hill, and I'm going to wait here, I believe. This game was played quite a while ago, so can't remember it exactly, but looking for a shot. I think he's probably in that bush. Take a shot. Nothing, but, you know, we have a lot of ammo, so we might as well just use a few rounds. Trajectory of the high explosive as well is a bit different. There's a bit of a loop action going on. So we don't know if we hit anything. But we saw a tracer there slightly. Look to the left and boom, there's the kill. So the console variant does tell you when you've hit tanks when you can't spot them, which is interesting. Something that isn't in the PC version. But thankfully we did see his tracer, and now we are 3 versus 3. We have 1 artillery, we have that remaining M2 medium who's gone on the hill, and me. I'm on very low hit points as well, so could be anyone's game at the moment. Mobility of the vehicle, by the way, is not bad. 40 kilometers an hour roughly, averaging out at about 30 odd. A bit faster than 40 now. It's not bad, but then again it is a medium tank, and very low armor. Turret traverse is fine. Nothing exceptionally remarkable. Artillery could be up there in the A9 and 0 area, but doesn't look like they've taken a punt at us yet. And in fact, there's an enemy in our base, so we're gonna have to be quick here. Oh, there's a TD. Looks like he's AFK from the beginning of the match, and a side penetration for 90% of his hit points. He's not actually AFK as he turned right at that last second, but we managed to reload in time for second reload. 1 artillery and 1 light tank remain. I pull back, break cover, not break cover, break contact. I'll pull back over the ridge. Because, you know, you never know, there may be an artillery player who knows what he's doing. Now, of course, this is a bit of seal clubbing, as it were. And, you know, you have to play low tier matches in order to progress. So it's kind of unfair for me to play these, I suppose. But there's the Bison artillery. And the second shot goes true, penetrates him for all of his health, and he's down. It's very nice being able to one-shot kill people with this gun, especially because it has a good rate of fire. Could be considered broken or unbalanced, and you know, for the most part it potentially is, but the shots don't always penetrate 100% of the time. They don't always hit 100% of the time. A moving target, for instance, no way that was going to hit ever, due to the poor velocity. He's been tracked by a friendly though, and we punish the back of his vehicle. He manages to take out the last M2 medium, but we managed to finish him off with a blind shot. And that rounds up our game. So, just a weird, not error, but I accidentally pressed the PlayStation button. 47,000 credits, 4,000 experience, 6 enemies destroyed, 1,087 damage, 16 penetrations, 4 spots, 300 assistance damage, and only 52 damage blocked. It's a good tank for its tier. Tier 4, Tier 5 games, it's going to get absolutely crushed like every other Tier 3 in the game, because their guns are simply not good enough, and their armor is simply not good enough for those matches. Perhaps they should change it to how World of Tanks Blitz does it, with +1, -1 matchmaking. So you only see Tier 3s versus Tier 4s, and not the Tier 5s, as you can see. Plays up to Tier 5. But I hope you enjoyed this M2 medium gameplay, and as always, I've been Geogen, and I'll see you chaps and chapettes in the next one.